The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has delayed several XRP ETF decisions. But according to Commissioner Caroline A. Crenshaw, these delays are procedural, not a rejection. So what's really going on? In a recent interview on the David Lin Report, Commissioner Crenshaw responded to growing investor frustration. Many had hoped that with the approval of Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, XRP would be next in line. But the process has been slower than expected. The SEC delayed Franklin Templeton's spot XRP ETF application back in June, and that wasn't the first time. Several filings before that faced the same fate. Let's get straight to the point. Commissioner Crenshaw confirmed the delays are not a sign that the SEC is rejecting XRP ETFs. Instead, she explained, when you see delays, you should not assume that the SEC is ruling it out. According to her, the Commission is simply following its standard process, which requires extensive review of all exchange-traded product applications. So why the delay? Crenshaw explained that the SEC is a bureaucratic agency. That means they have to follow a formal, structured review process. She even admitted the delays are frustrating, saying, "We have gotten a lot of applications on the exchange-traded product side, and so we're working through those." In other words, the SEC is not ignoring XRP. They're just taking their time, and that time is being felt by both the crypto community and major institutions. For investors, especially those bullish on XRP, this kind of delay raises serious concerns about fairness and timing. But Crenshaw insists the process is moving forward, just slowly. Right now, more than 10 firms, including Franklin Templeton and Bitwise, are actively trying to launch spot XRP ETFs in the U.S. These would allow investors to gain exposure to XRP without directly holding the asset, a move that could attract significant institutional capital. To date, the SEC has already missed 2 decision deadlines on these applications. The third decision point is expected in August, and the final one is due by October. This brings us to an important question. Could these ETFs still be approved? Analysts like Eric Balchunas and James Seifert from Bloomberg believe the answer is yes. They argue that despite the slow pace, approval is likely by October, especially given the broader momentum in the crypto ETF space. Interestingly, while spot XRP ETFs are still waiting, the SEC has already allowed the launch of futures-based XRP ETFs. One example is the Teucrium 2X Long Daily XRP ETF. This shows that the SEC is not entirely against XRP as an asset. It's just more cautious when it comes to spot products. Why? Spot ETFs are directly tied to the market price of XRP, while futures ETF track contracts based on that price. The SEC traditionally sees more risk with spot products, especially around price manipulation and liquidity. So, what can we take away from all this? First, the delays in XRP ETF approvals are not rejections. Commissioner Crenshaw made that very clear. The SEC is still reviewing these applications as part of a longer, structured process. Second, while the timeline is frustrating, especially with Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs already live, XRP could still have its moment. Analysts expect movement by October, and if that happens, it could open the door for more institutional investment into XRP. But until then, investors need to stay patient, pay attention to the deadlines, and understand that procedural delay is not the same as denial. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more calm, critical takes on the crypto news that actually matters.